Bishop.
And I'm Dr. Steph.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another edition of Our Life, Our Journey.
Our Truth.
We're so excited to have you connected on today, and make no mistake about it. It means the world to us to have you on this platform, and we appreciate it, never taking it for granted. Many of you let us know every single week how this platform is blessing your life. And for us, we're so thankful and grateful for the opportunity to be able to pour into your life. Can I tell you something? We want to make sure we stay connected to you. Yes, you. Make sure you follow Dr. Steph at Dr. Steph Walker out there on Instagram, Facebook, all of that. Follow me at Joseph Walker 3. Do it now, and make sure that you go to our website, Joseph Walker 3. Make sure you do that.org, get our books, other things like that. Make sure you like, make sure you comment.
Make sure you subscribe and share
Please
with your friends and family.
Do. Yes, subscribe. We're building this platform. Want to reach
Grow
more
this
people.
community. Yes,
Let's do it, man. Let's touch the lives of people, and that's what we're trying to do. That's what we're passionate about. So you can help us do just that. We appreciate you in advance. Well, got a good one today, and I'm excited about it because, we are parenting.
Yes,
and a lot of folks ask us for how do y'all do what you do? And there's some ins and outs of this for us. And now, our early episode, we dealt with parenting, and we see our children growing ever fast,
getting older.
And there's some things we are learning, some ins and outs, some things we're learning about them and about parenting styles that may be a blessing to you. So just want you to eavesdrop on this conversation because, man, these kids are growing up fast. And what I'm learning is the power of just presence.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
They need us more now than ever before, yeah.
Joseph is, he
like
is
little sponges.
7 years old, and Giovanni is 13. 13. Some of you all remember when Giovanni was
13
born.
going on 30, y'all.
Oh, my God. But presence, right?
Yeah.
Because, we've always tried to be present, but it just hits a little different now, doesn't it? I think because of where kids are and the need for affirmation when they look out and they see, you there in the audience, or see you, on the football field or baseball field, and they want to know, are you proud of them? And I think it kind of creates a sense of, it's a morale booster. It helps with confidence, knowing they have that level of support from both of us, which I think is something we've committed to doing, right?
Yeah.
I think it's been good for us.
Well, I also think at this age, what you pour into them, some of that you can see immediately, in terms of their reaction, like you said, their level of self-confidence, their willingness to fall down and get back up and try again without hesitation. Like, I think that is huge when it comes to this kind of developmental age, in terms of them starting to become their own person, their own individual, while at the same time you see little bits of what you've told them show up, which is really exciting in terms of pushing them out into the world so they can be their own individual.
Yeah. And I think that presence, right, I think has created, an environment where we can tell that our kids are fundamentally happy. And we know they're happy because, as you indicate so often, that when the self-advocation, the ability to talk, speak up.
I've done studies that show like kids who are happy will frequently sometimes be some of the most outspoken kids in terms of like their willingness to self-advocate, whether the parents like it or not. And so like talking back, but not in a negative, disrespectful way, but more in a self-advocate way, asking questions. When you tell a kid to do something, they might ask, okay, yes, but I don't understand why. Like, I just did that yesterday, or, can't I do this instead? And, when we were growing up, we didn't do that. When you got told to do something, you just did it. And if you talk back, you might have caught somebody's backhand or something. And so we were frequently operating out of fear, not knowing, but that's how we were raised. And I think, we did well for ourselves in terms of our level of confidence or what have you. However, nowadays, we tend to parent a little bit differently. And that's not saying that one is right or the other. It's just different, right? And sometimes we find ourselves doing what our parents did, and that's okay too, like whatever, like no judgment here. But what we're realizing is that when little Joseph, who's only 7, is telling you that he doesn't want to do something, he's frequently not just saying, no, he doesn't want to do it. he's advocating to do something else. And then we'll give you 5 reasons why he should be allowed to do something else. And so, like, for us, instead of just saying, no, do what we told you to do because that's what we told you to do, sometimes that slips out every once in a while. But for the most part, it's shifting, trying to understand and give him this space to grow, to be a decision maker, to be an advocate for himself, allowing him to know that he does have a voice and his voice matters. And the same thing for Giovanni. And I think for Giovanni as a mom, it's really important for me, sometimes, again, she's 13 going on 30, you got to sort of narrow the attitude, but you don't want to quiet it. You don't want to squash it. You want to make sure she still remains fiery, because she's going to need that in the boardroom. She's going to need that in school. She's going to need that self-advocacy when she grows up. And so you don't want to take that spirit or that fire out of her. You just want to help her sort of navigate the ins and outs of like when it's appropriate to use it and when it's not, so she don't get popped.
Wow. So Joseph said something the other day that was so funny, right? When he was self-advocating. Like, nobody, I tried to tell you, y'all listen to me. I tried to tell you this was wrong, but y'all don't listen to me.
I told you. He said, every time I tell you, I'm telling you that I'm right. I know better. Right. You guys need to listen to me. I'm only 7, but you still need to listen to me because I'm right. See, right. I told you I was right.
Oh, right.
And he was. He was right.
He's actually right. He's actually right. I think that, it's funny too, because how you, when you parent, you give these kids kind of like the opportunity to teach you, to give them up to the feel like they're really pouring into you as well. And I think that, to me, on so many occasions, Joseph does that to me, man. He is, And so I think, we're learning that our kids, are fundamentally happy because of our presence and because, we are consistent in that area. And I think that's creating a sense of courage, self-affirmation, and advocacy for themselves. And I think we're seeing even in their grades, and we're seeing them thrive because of that. And we're learning that, right? And I do think also it's important to kind of like encourage their creativity. Right? To really encourage. We're learning how creative they are. Joseph, let me tell you something. Joseph comes into my office. I can't make this up. Joseph comes into now, first of all, let me set it up properly. So we have a book called Becoming a Couple of Destiny. It has our picture on the front. He has our book. I don't know how he got it. He has it in his room, sitting up.
On his bookshelf. In the front of the bookshelf, not on the book.
Yeah, like you can see it. He loves to read. Joseph, when he reads out loud. He loves to read. He loves to write. Little did we know how much he loves to write. He'll come into my office. He'll grab about 10 sheets of paper, copy paper. He will fold them up in half, ask me or do it himself to staple it.
The edges
to make a book. He'll ask me then, he'll know what kind of cover he wants. Dad, can you print off this cover? I'll print off a lion or print off a car or whatever. And he'll attach to the front of the book. And this boy
will proceed
to write a story. I mean, without help. And a story that is in sequence. This and then that. And then this and that. And literally he's writing books.
And he doesn't want to be bothered. He doesn't want to be interrupted. He will carry that book around till it's finished. He might finish it in 10 minutes. He might finish it in 10 days. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, he is locked in and focused on his completed book.
Sentence structure.
He's also got some of the kids in school involved. The teacher sent me an email saying to Joseph, instead of like during playtime, when everyone has free time to go play whatever they want to play in the room, instead of getting down and playing Legos, he's sitting at his desk writing books. And so now he's got a little friend at school that's involved in writing books. So you'll see the cover and it'll say, Joseph, the author is Joseph. Pictures done by, and it'll say the other little kids' names. And so, like, collaborating with other kids to put these books together. And I mean, he probably has about 50 books, like, not even exaggerating.
He's the real author in the family. And now, when I did a little more research on that scripture that says, train up a child in the way they should go and they will not depart from it. You know what that really says? train up a child in the way they're leaning, the way they're bending.
And the way they
are bending,
not the way
you
we
want them
to.
Yeah,
Yes.
pay attention to what they're leaning toward.
They're telling you.
They're telling you, and if you give them that freedom, that creativity, and you start investing,
in the things that they enjoy.
What kid at 7 years old, where you want to go? To the bookstore. I want to go to the bookstore and get some books. I mean, this is what's happening to little James Baldwin. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Who knows? And it's just amazing to watch. And then JoJo, you have to tell the story because they don't know what level 5 means, but her confidence and how she has just evolved into that space, and we've invested in all that. You have to explain
I think that with our daughter, it's more about allowing her to be who, again, like he said, who she wants to be. She was, doing well, but a little bit timid to try out for a part one day. And so instead of just dropping her off, I just made her stay in the car and we circled and just drove around the parking lot. And I had to talk to her, look, if this is what you want and this is in your heart and in your spirit, you got to ask God for it. You got to be bold with it. You don't walk into a place acting like you don't deserve it. If you feel like this is something that you've worked hard for and that you're capable of doing, you let God know that this is the desires of your heart and you have to ask for it. And when you walk in boldly, hold up your head, put your shoulders back, walk in with confidence. Even if you want to throw up, don't show it and just go in and own the moment. And, when we were still driving around and she held my hand and we prayed and she walked in and she nailed it and she got the part. And ever since then, I don't have to tell my kid that she needs to pray before she walks in the room. I don't have to tell my kid to walk high with confidence. Like there's been moments when, a teacher might have said something that I don't think they meant, or another kid might have said something off the side, and she will just let the little inner Stephanie out a little bit and let them know who God made her to be. And she will just keep moving, and those kids or whoever won't even recognize that they've been cut ever so slightly. But she is like just loving and kind, but bold, and loves herself. Like the other day, I was like, "Oh my gosh, your skin is beautiful," because she was using this new skincare regimen, and she was like, "I know, thank you," as opposed to saying, some kids might say, "No, why are you saying that?" or "I don't believe you." Like having this self-confidence that when you look into the mirror, you like yourself. When you look into the mirror, you love yourself. When you walk out the door, you're not worried about what the other kids are going to say or do. Like she is certainly a minority in her class. She, in terms of being one of the only few brown girls, being one of the only few, dancers, doing all these things that other people aren't doing, following her own path and being completely content with it. And I just think that I feel like over the years, we've helped her and, instill those kind of characteristics in herself.
And she's worked so hard, right? She's worked so hard. She's accomplished something in ballet that she really enjoys to do, right?
Now she's on point. And that means that, when you see the little ballerinas on their toes, she's doing that and she's confident. She just got promoted to the next level. And she is loving life. And one thing I notice, which I think is really important, and pay attention to your kids when they love something. When she has to miss ballet, she had gotten sick with the flu and then she had to miss ballet for some other school events or what have you, or maybe we were traveling, she couldn't go. But I noticed that her grades started to slip a little bit and her affect was just off. And I realized it's because this is her ikigai. This is that thing that feeds her and it feeds her soul. So when she's not full on the inside, it's difficult for her to operate in other areas. And so even though this thing is taking up so much time, when she's able to go to ballet and stay focused, and even if she only has a little bit of time to study, she makes honor roll. She's on it. And so just staying in tune with what our kids love and making sure that we're pushing them towards those things.
Yeah, and I think it's important because watching JoJo just thrive,
Mhm.
watching Joseph thrive,
Mhm.
creating that atmosphere of presence and
Mhm.
positivity and creativity, I think are all necessary
Mhm.
for us, to do that. And I think that creating an opportunity for a healthy conversation, like to
Mhm.
really have those times and talk about how you're feeling. And,
Mhm.
we do this all the time. And I think for us, we've learned our kids
Like,
have a
what do
lot to
you
say.
like?
Yeah,
What are some things you
yeah,
wanna
but
do?
yeah, they'll
Where
show
would
say
you
it.
like to go
They'll
or
show say it. They
travel?
will show say it.
Like,
Yes, Lord.
giving them the, not authority, but, like,
Yeah,
giving them
yeah,
the space to
yeah,
plan
yeah,
things,
yeah,
that we're all engaged in, and
yeah.
honestly, putting down our phones, and
Oh,
as much as
yeah,
possible, eating dinner together or eating breakfast
that's
together
a big
with
one,
no
right?
electronics and no devices, no TVs on, and, sometimes Joseph will be like, "Why can't we watch TV?" Little Joseph will be like, "Why can't we watch TV?" But then when you turn it off,
You realize, yeah.
he's so engaged in the conversation around the table and he's asking questions, whether it be worldly or other, in terms of world events and politics and what have you. And so, like, helping them understand that they are really a part of us, a part of the world, a part of our family, and that their voice
Yeah,
matters.
that's so important, right? And so, yeah, giving them an opportunity to talk, to share, and
Hmm.
to ask questions. And Joseph's good for that because I tell you,
He's so
he
funny.
probably a thousand times, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy,
Why? Why
Daddy,
this?
Daddy,
Why that?
why, Daddy, do you know? And I love it. I love it. And what I've learned, and I talked about this, I think, in the earlier episode, but I've learned even more now, is to never make kids feel that they are intruding upon
Oh,
what you're
whatever
doing.
doing.
I'm on
Hmm.
Zooms or on calls, and Joseph will
Hmm.
come in, and I just welcome him in, just a part of the whole thing. Because I think when kids, I try to put a buffer between the chaos of my life
Hmm.
and my presence with them
As a father.
as a father.
Hmm.
So redacting my schedule where from 7 in the morning when I drop them off at 7:50 or whatever, my staff knows from 8 to 2 they got me. And then typically at that 2 to like 9 at night, that's all on the kids. That's all on her.
Family time.
Family time,
Mhm.
right? And so trying to be productive and putting your schedule in a place where your kids don't feel the weight of
Mhm.
what you do. Because
Mhm.
they do that, they'll feel like they're invading something that,
Mhm.
I gotta go through all this to get to my mom or get to my
Mhm.
dad.
I
And
gotta call the
and we
secretary
found
just
this
for
too.
dad
Yeah,
to
we found
mhm.
this even when that time when you asked JoJo, like, how'd you feel if I went back to the hospital to work? And she said, no. She was getting
Like,
really
the look on
sad.
her face, she was
Like, she's
like,
getting so
"Yes, you
sad.
can," but, like, her eyes were, like,
Yeah,
dying on the
yeah,
inside. You could see her getting sad on the inside, and
yeah,
then she started talking about how she remembered when I was gone all the time, and that she was with all the babysitters and the nannies, and, like, I was always either on the phone or on the call, and we never ate dinner together, and this, that, and another, and I mean, it really made my heart ache, but that was a season. That was a
yeah,
season that was for me, and that was
yeah,
important for me,
yeah,
and now, like, this is important. We're in
yeah,
a new season, and so,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's important, right? And so I'm thinking about that too. And Joseph, I have to go out town again. Like they pay attention.
Mhm.
They pay attention. And so I'm very, very, very much intentional about where I go and where I don't go, when
And
I
letting
go.
them know when you
Yeah,
choose
yeah.
to choose them over other things,
Yes.
and their faces
That's
light
they
up
light
like,
up.
"Wait,
Daddy
dad is
chose us.
staying? He's
Daddy
I know
chose
that he was
us.
supposed to leave and he's not
Yeah.
leaving. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh,"
That's a big deal,
like,
right?
that's a huge deal.
Yeah. So I think just really, guys, just, really whatever works for you. More
Mhm.
importantly, for us, we'll just say these are things that we've learned in
Mhm.
parenting. And
Mhm.
maybe you're not a parent. Maybe you're getting these notes. So when you become a parent, you will know
Mhm.
early on to pay attention to your children,
Mhm.
invest in them,
Mhm.
spend that time, and make certain that you listen to them because they're
Mhm.
speaking every single
And that
day.
you're speaking life into them so that they
Yes.
come across a situation that's not speaking life, they know better.
They know the difference.
Yeah.
They know the
Mhm.
difference. We're not gonna have those self-esteem issues in this house at
Mhm.
all. Well, thank y'all so much for tuning in today. I hope this episode has been a blessing to you. This is fun, and I think we maybe up the road have the kids back on again.
Probably.
That'd be
They've
kind of
been
fun.
asking.
Yeah, they
You
want to come
gotta
back
temper
on.
that a little bit.
Oh boy, y'all already know. But if you missed that episode, go on this channel, go back and explore. Look at Meet Our Kids. If you're watching for the first time, go back about 3 or 4 episodes or so and check out the one with our kids as well. We thank y'all so much. Now, while you subscribing to this channel, share it with somebody else. Share it. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends to subscribe to it. Follow Dr. Steph. There it is, Dr. Steph Walker. Follow me at Joseph Walker 3 and do this for us. comment. We want to hear your comments. Hear what's working for you. Or maybe you have a question for us.
Yeah, I would
can't
love
wait
for
to-
you to share what's working for
Oh,
you, because
gosh.
maybe it's something that we need to incorporate in our household, you
Yeah,
know?
it means a lot. So thank y'all so much for tuning in today. I'm Bishop.
And I'm Dr. Steph.
Until next time, peace.
Mhm.